Well, here's something I normally don't do. Here's a little tour of game room. Larry from the Shizzle Network here back again, by the way. Excuse the junky clothes. Got laundry to do. But just to give you a quick little idea of what I'm doing here. This is exactly how I actually record my gameplay, at least for now, until I get another easy cap. Now, as you can see, this is my tablet right here, AT&T, which is not important. So as you can see right here, this is the Super Nintendo, and it works just fine too. I mean, yeah, it's discolored, but it works like new, so nothing different. So nothing's different about this. Just to show you guys some other stuff that I have here. Just want to. This is more of a gaming tour video. What we have in here is the Sexy Beast, the PlayStation 2. This is a bag that I bought from Toys R Us many years ago. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So, I'm going to open this up just to show you that is the PS2 Slim. Works just fine. Pretty self-explanatory. Okay, it's kind of hard to do this with one hand, especially with me holding the camera. Okay. What we have right here is the AV outputs. This is the AC power. What we got here is a few PS2 games. Like I have Need for Speed, awesome game. Hold on, try to get this up. Tekken Tag Tournament, another awesome game. There's Godzilla Save the Earth, good game. Not awesome, but great. But good at the very least. But now here's another awesome game, Twisted Metal Black. It's the hardest one of the series. Of all the Twisted Metal games, it's the hardest one. I'm planning on doing a Let's Play series on that. So it's gonna happen very soon. Just hopefully find the perfect time here. Now hold on 1 second. It's actually hard to actually strap this thing. And another bag that I have right here. This bag right here is full of controllers, both the PS2 and the PS1. So this is the PS2 controller, and the gray controllers right here are for the PS1. Like here's the first DualShock controller, the gray one, and then you have the PlayStation controller that doesn't have all the analog sticks. There's its AC power cord. Okay, hold on. You guys gonna have to bear with me. Okay. Now I'll get back here. We're gonna come under here. Alrighty. Let's pull this out. This is my physical ed box, so that's not the important part of this video. Let me move this ladder. Okay. So what we have right here is the Sega Genesis. This is the Model 2, which is primarily used for the Sega CD and the 32X. As you can see, that's where this right here is a Sega CD slot where you obviously plug. This is where you would plug your Sega CD in. The 32X is a cartridge that you put on the top of the system, like all the games. And right here we have the console that is tied with my favorite console of all time. This is my very first video game system. This is actually the third PS1 game. This is the third PS1 system I've ever had in my life. This isn't my original PS1, but this is the very first game console I ever owned. And my family actually had this thing before I was even born. And I started playing it ever since I was like either 3 or 4 years old. And basically, like, this is a huge nostalgic system, and if you're wondering, yes, I'm a more of a PlayStation guy, but I do like Sega and Nintendo and Microsoft and all those guys. But yeah, the PS1 is tied with the PS2 with as my favorite system of all time. Okay, now I'm gonna come into this box right here where it says Sega Saturn. I think the video is still up on YouTube, and if it is, I'll probably leave a link to it down below so you guys can check it out. This right here is the Sega Saturn, and this is the box that the guy who sold me this Sega Saturn got it in. I bought this. This was $40 altogether. Well, minus this one. I actually bought this controller separately. This is the Model 2 Sega Saturn controller. This is the Model 1. So yeah, I have both of them. But I bought the Sega Saturn console. This was actually like, I actually paid $40 for this thing. It was in December. I think it was like in late November or December 2013 when I bought this thing. I went to Next Level Video Games in Blackwood, New Jersey? I think it is. I can't remember. But these are the two games that I have, at least in this box. It's Daytona USA. And, hold on. There's also Virtua Fighter 2. Another awesome game. These are two of the best games for the Sega Saturn that I recommend personally. So yeah, usually when I mess with the Saturn, it usually stays in its original box that the guy sold me this in. So right here we got the Genesis and the PlayStation. They all go in there. And what we have right here is nothing more than just Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis cords. Like, for example, you got the Sega Genesis controllers, which is pretty cool. There's another extra Super Nintendo controller. This right here would be the RF out for the this is the RF out for the Super Nintendo. Okay, let me move this bag out the way. Like I said, I got a huge bag of clothes, so I apologize. In this box right here, and this is the I ordered this online. It's another console that I paid for $40, and this is actually my second one ever. Here it is. If you don't know what this is the original Xbox dating back to 2001. This is the original Xbox. When people say Xbox, they usually refer to the 360. But this is the very first Xbox dating back to 2001, and I was only 2 years old when this console was around. This is the S controller. There's actually two controllers, but that's the one I recommend. And yes, I ordered this console off of GameStop. Yep. And that's the box that the console came in. Unique specimen. Put this back. Okay. Now I'm going to show you guys the recording equipment real quick. As a matter of fact, yeah. Let me show you the recording equipment real quick. So, obviously, as you can see, this is Bandicam right now. You like my background? It actually changes from folder to folder. Right here is the microphone that I use to record commentary. It's a USB microphone. And this right here is the line in, where basically, because like the Dazzle, this is the Dazzle. This is a little piece of hardware that I use to record gameplay. Right now, the Super Nintendo is plugged in to it. This is the device that I use to record the gameplay. Also, the Easy Cap, which is unfortunately broken. Oh, you can see my PS4 controller. I use this obviously for the PS4, but I also use it for my PC games as well. And this right here is obviously my gaming headset. It's a Triton headset, if you're wondering. And my background actually changed. That's pretty cool. Anywho. And this right here is the line in, so that way, like, the computer will actually, my PC will actually hear the game, because like the default line ins dazzles, they do not work on Windows 10 or 7, unless you use Pinnacle Studio. At least that's the only way I know how to do it. So, and this is the only headphone jack in my laptop. There's only one, so I can only use one, which is why I bought this separate microphone here to record commentary, because luckily Bandicam can use multiple microphones at the same time. That's the recording. That's the recording setup, and also there's a webcam as well if I want to do a face cam. So obviously you got this Super Nintendo right here. This is the controller. Now we come to this part right here. Don't mind that mess. That's just stuff I need. As you can see right here, this box right here basically contains the Super Nintendo games and the Genesis games, like let me pull this out. Like SimCity 2000. Hold on, let me clear this up. I'm sorry. Like here we have SimCity 2000. Really good game. It's a really good game. It's actually hard to get back in, so I like have to make sure they don't, fall up against each other. Or how about there's Joe Montana Football, there's Turtles 4 or Turtles in Time, and there's Super Mario Kart. I have Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2, and also who can forget one of the greatest platforming games of all time, Super Mario World. Really fun game here. Now this is the Genesis games here. You guys may know it for having games like the Sonic the Hedgehog games. Here's Sonic 2, another great classic for the Sega Genesis. One of the few only sports games that I played, which is Joe Montana Football. Great play. Great play. Yeah, that's what he always said. There's some arcade classics, like Burning Force. It's another game that you could actually beat, and it's actually pretty fun. And then there's also a Tengen game, but it was actually licensed by Sega. This is Miss Pac-Man, so it's nothing special. I also have a game here that AVGN talked about. First, here's the Sonic and Knuckles cartridge. But here's one that AVGN talked about, which is Jurassic Park: The Rampage Edition. It's a really good platforming game. Not the most exciting, but it's a good game for the Genesis. It's at least playable, while not being the most exciting here. So that's the Super Nintendo and Genesis games, right? What we got over here is the PS1 games. This is actually obviously this is my personal favorite here. Some of the games are not in their original cases, but most of them are though, which is I'm lucky to have. Like right here is the demo disc for the PlayStation. Here's an example. Like here we have Tekken 2, which is my favorite Tekken game in terms of nostalgia. I still think Tekken 3 had the best gameplay, but I'd say it's a tie between those two games. Here's the PS1 version of Doom, which is a really awesome game, one of the best first-person shooter games ever, and this is by far the best console port of Doom if you're looking for one of the original. And right here is the only PS1 game that's in the long box, which is the original Twisted Metal game. What we got here is a Sega Saturn game, NFL Quarterback Club 97, which is going to get its review on That's a Man Reptile. Stay tuned for that. Right here we actually have the PC games, only some of them. Some of them are blank disc, and some of them are just like for installing softwares. This is an Xbox 360 game. Here's the manual for Soul Calibur 2 on the PlayStation 2. And right here is a movie, Godzilla vs. Biollante, which is, yes, I'm a Godzilla fan, in case you're not aware of. Now on to the final stretch. Here's more of the PC games, like Battlefield, Command and Conquer, World of Conflict, Unreal Tournament, Spore. What we got here is another few DVDs. Like here we have, you know, me being a wrestling fan, like obviously I would have this. This is 50 finishers for the WWE, which I'm sure is on the network by this point. And right here is Season 1 of Dragon Ball Z. Yes, I'm a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z. Here's 2 Wii games. Most of them don't even come in the original case anymore. Right here is Wii Sports Resort, and right here is Wii Play. Both good games overall. And right here is the PlayStation 2 games. This is not all of them, but this is the majority of the ones that I own at the very least. So right here we have Grand Theft Auto 3. Yes, I have one of the Grand Theft Auto games. Here's a WWE game, or WWF if you will. Here's Twisted Metal Head On, Activision Anthology, SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, Shut Your Mouth, Metal Gear Solid 3, Siphon Filter Dark Mirror, Midway Arcade Treasures, and Atari Anthology. Oh yeah, here's the PS4 games. Well, like I said, this is only a few of them, not all of them. Here's Battlefield 4, the game that got me back into modern first-person shooter games. This Final Fantasy X and X2 HD Remaster, Grand Theft Auto 5, as you can see. Right here is the GameCube games. Yeah, I forgot to mention, I actually do own a Nintendo GameCube, but it's in this bag here. But I'm going to show you it. Just okay, here you go. There you have it. This is the Nintendo GameCube. This is my second one ever. The first one I had was black and it was broken up, so I bought another one, and this one I had for 3 years. And as I said, this is my second GameCube that I've ever had. Very proud to own it. Really cheap in the market these days, so don't break your back for it. Anywho. Here's Tony Hawk 4, Super Smash Brothers, Mario Party 4, NASCAR Thunder, Namco Museum, WWE Day of Reckoning, Godzilla, Destroy All Monsters Melee, and here we hit the Xbox games. Here's Tony Hawk 3 and 4, Need for Speed Pursuit 2, this is another version of it, Madden, yeah, I don't play that game very often, but once in a while I get into it. Soul Calibur 2, there's 2 Midway Arcade Treasures games. This is Max Payne. This is actually my more recent buy was Halo 2. I have Halo and Halo 2. Both really awesome games. There's Gun, Doom 3, and Burnout 3. That's pretty much everything here. Sorry if this video went on for way too long. It's just I wanted to showcase my gaming, the gaming portion of my room here. It's really fun here, just as a little additional bonus. I also have a little Game Boy game, which is Skater Die Bad and Rad. Probably going to get rid of that. Here's a little robot that I have. Here's some Godzilla. This is the 1954 version. Over here is the Gigan from the 70s. That's just a little tech deck board, not important. Here's my very first pop vinyl ever, and it's Stone Cold Steve Austin, WWE legend. And yeah, I don't know a single person who doesn't love Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's really awesome. Here's the 1970s Godzilla, right there. And right here we have the 1970s Mechagodzilla, from Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla and Terror of Mechagodzilla. Yep. And if you're wondering what this is a trophy. It's actually a 4th place trophy. Back when I used to play flag football. Right here is a plaque from when I was in the bowling league. So yeah, there's so many things you're learning about me. Right here is a photo of my flag football team. So yeah, you guys clearly learned a lot about me. Also, another bonus is that I think I've already showed you guys my pocket knife. Like I said, that's not a toy.
But I also got a free Walking Dead comic book that I got when I attended the Philadelphia Wizard World Comic Con in 2015. So I've had this thing for a year already. I just didn't read it yet. Probably will soon. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching this tour. Hope you guys at least found this room at least interesting at the very least. I also have 2 lenses as well. Here's my friggin' pocket juice, which is used for charging devices mobilely. These are my 2 telescope lenses. And here's my telescope right here. I actually won this at Dave & Buster's, so it's really cool. Anyways, I gotta get out of here. I got some games to record. Peace out, this is Beyond the Infinite, and as always, think for yourself and happy Veterans Day.